Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I decided to pull some cards for a union spread today, not thinking it would be as profound as it was last time I did this, but it was, so of course I had to present it to you. Today is January 30th, 2020, and the 30 is of the Four of Wands, that union energy, and the day adding up to the 35, which is the Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Wands, also considered the Mary Magdalene energy, for me anyway, as we've been going on this journey together. So I decided to put out this union spread. It's the Divine Feminine here on the left, the bridge between them in the middle, and then the last column is the Divine Masculine. This is also the feminine coming in from the underlying energies into the read, and the Divine Masculine going out of the read. And then I put the cards down from my animal tarot from yesterday because the messages coincide with the last cards that we pulled in the oracle cards yesterday in my read, as well as the cards beneath. So I'm going to get into that when I get to that part. And I'll also show you an overview of the cards at the end, but you can see the overview very clearly also on the icon for this video. So the top card for the Divine Feminine here is the Six of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Abundance card, or the Empress. This is a SIRIAN Starseed deck. The underlying energies coming into the bottom of the deck were the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Flames, and the Four of Crystals, which this is the Batcave, the Divine Masculine's heart. The card beneath those cards was the Starseed, which is the fresh new start. You know, when that big download comes in, right, that creates the rebirth. The middle cards, or the bridge from the feminine to the masculine, is the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. And you see the balance already here. It's unbelievable how it mirrors each other. And then here's the masculine of the Ace of Orbs or Swords, the Four of Chalices, and then the Higher Self. And we leave the read here with the Strength card, the Seven of Crystals, which is the Divine Feminine's heart, the Divine Masculine's heart, the Batcave, the Divine Feminine's heart, the E-Tower, like Rapunzel in the tower. And then we end here on the Ten of Swords, which is about ending pain. Or, as I asked my son what he saw on these cards at the end, which I'll get into too, and he saw this as someone sleeping, which is literally the end of pain. Okay, so in passing the 5D messages to the Wounded Warrior, as we start out in the underlying energies over here, in passing the 5D messages to the Wounded Warrior, and he back to you from his heart, for every 4 flames offered to the masculine here, you literally can see the arm from the Wounded Warrior passing 1 flame back to the feminine. And if you put 4-1 down, that's 41 of the Ace of Cups, which is new love, self-love, spiritual love. So the Divine Feminine in that first column, finding peace above all, with the dolphin in that card of the Six of Orbs, and using dolphin sounds. Though offering of yourself in the Knight of Pentacles, as they propose, a porpoise, or in other words, a purpose. So going from this card of the dolphin to this one of the porpoise, you see the change. We're going, one is like the energy of this world, and the other is the energy of the outer world, or the inner world rather. So Metatron's cube is actually on the water in that Six of Orbs card, becomes grounded to your world as heaven on earth Gaia. All right, so where there's the cube on the water in this picture, there's the heaven on earth being grounded over here. As the Ottoman Sultan persuades, which in the Ottoman Empire, it's actually defined in Wikipedia as the exalted state of Rome, or Turkey, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, giving thanks and forgiveness. 1354, the Ottomans, who were actually Turkic in origin, with Persianized in language, culture, literature, and habits, actually crossed into Europe with the conquest of the Balkans and ended the Byzantine Empire with 1453, and notice that both years have the same numbers in them. 1354 was started, 1453 ends with the conquest of Constantinople by Mehmed the Conqueror. So this was the change that needed to happen, the breaking down of the walls of Constantinople, which means a constant, right? Being the same, not changing. Since Constantine II started this at Constantinople, and now here we are at Constantine XI. And notice that 2 and 11 are just two perspectives of the same number if you write them down. They're both 1, 1, or 11, 11. Both practicing the ego, as the Ottoman Empire comes in to conquer Constantinople, who is stronger than the other, or survival of the fittest. I offer you my governance in exchange for your land, but the little guy is seen as weak if he doesn't fight for his people, as opposed to both accepting each other just as they are and sharing their creative learnings and protections. So the Trinity comes up below that 6 of orbs, the 3 of Pentacles, or the 3 of crystals here, the place of co-creation. With the Queen of Wands, that third energy in the middle, the fire starter, the catalyst to the 3 of chalices plus 1, which is the 44 card, which is the mastering. So the catalyst of the 3 chalices or cups plus 1. So going from the more superficialness of the Trinity and the 3 of Pentacles, the catalyst inspires you to that higher state of love of the 3 of Cups plus 1. The irritation, the annoyance, the friction that Queen of Wands represents as the fire starter to spark a desire, just like the bacteria getting into the clam or the oyster. It sparks a desire and inspiration to ground and integrate an offer of love from the unity consciousness. The job that you hate inspires you to something of more purpose, less material, less superficial, and more love. Abundance is literally transmutation of the body, right? The bun dance, because BUN is the marker for urea clearance in the kidneys. So it's literally showing the transmutation of something negative in your body to flush it out and make it into gold. So it's transmutation and alchemization, the abundance of transmutation and alchemization from peace to co-creation to abundance on the feminine side. The Empress, the Mother Gaia, with all the nutrition you need right on her. She supplies it all. She's the mother. The numbers that come up on the feminine side are 6 and 3, which is 63, which is the 9 of Swords, which is the great suffering of the human condition. The aloneness, the being in the cave, the wounded animal, and the secret messages coming in, right? Because this is all dark energy. The Divine Feminine, in her abundance, spurs the Page of Pentacles to get curious about his own abilities. But the Queen of Wands in the middle there stands between the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, who are the students, the masculine and feminine, of love and forgiveness. The ego is still wanting to fight, and it requires lots of water or tears to put that fire out, that irritation, right, in order to become the pearl in the clam or the oyster. And that was at 10 on the dot, which is the magician embodiment with 3 zeros behind it, a lot of source energy backing it up. Transmutation is burning the old and then dousing it out with water. That's the rebirth of the higher self, right? Because the higher self is the fluid, the plasma energy, the crystalline plasma. The Divine Masculine side is the Ace of Swords, or orbs. Seeks truth above all, and a purpose. On Gaia, but feeling an island unto himself, following the northern lights, and the joy that is behind him, or so he sees. And now offering his heart to his higher self, the star that he feels, or his perspective is that he is out of his reach, he supposes, because there's rough seas between them and slippery rock. How to get out of this place? In a cave, on a rock in the middle of the sea. Oceanic Aussies, an island unto themselves. Well, Australia is just a very big rock, but also a rock star, different perspectives. Red, Atlantean. mating. So that was coming up as a play on words with the Aussie mate and the Atlantean mating ritual, a big thing. How to get back home to the US of A, which is actually North America, or NA, not applicable, void, home base, back to the USSR and back to the future, back and forth simultaneously, simulcast. Look up to your higher self while looking down to your heart, seeing Gaia from above, the central sun from below. Mother grounds peace through co-creation, Father grounds truth through inner connection. Some humans call that the third energy, penetration. She grounds to him, ocean water. He toggles up to her in crystalline plasma. United we stand, divided we fall. The white tiger breaks out of the Queen of Wands' flames, having become the pearl. So this was an amazing, amazing message here. So this is the white tiger. I have to bring this up because from yesterday, we got this card, the white tigers, and the elephant on the other side. They were literally the oracle cards that were pulled yesterday. And as many times as I've looked at this card, I've never noticed that this is a white tiger because it's so orange. I just assumed it was an orange tiger, but it's not. It's the white tiger. And I referenced this yesterday as being the orange tiger, but it's not. It's the white tiger coming out of the flames of the Queen of Wands energy. You see that? So this was amazing because this is the card that came out yesterday of the white tiger, along with the elephant on the other side, being the elephant being the feminine, the guidepost, so to speak. So I pulled the other two cards here too, because below the cards that I had from yesterday, they were still on the bottom of my deck, the tiger and the elephant. Below that was it's called the Hermit card, but it's the guidepost, right? So the light that you follow. So the elephant was coming up as the divine feminine, the same as the guidepost, the light to follow. And then here is the coming together. Not only did we have the two tigers, but then with the lamp post, or the my brain's not retrieving very well right now, came up this card. So this is very similar to the two white tigers, but it's the lion and the lamb. Okay, the strength card of the 11. And of course that came up very much in this read of the 1-1s of Constantine II and the 11th. And then of course the infinity symbols here as well. And here is the new moon here. That can be considered an eclipse as well. We have that same in both of these cards, you see. The moon is the same, but here is the infinity symbol, and there's none in this one. There's a castle. This is the grounded version of this. You see that? So it's very cool. So the elephant is being considered the feminine's grounded version of the etheric, like the North Star, right? The guiding post. So I also wanted to bring up, because I brought my son in here to look at the cards, and I asked him, when you see these cards, what does it make you feel like? And he went to the feminine cards right away. That was the first thing he saw, and he saw peace, which was exactly what it was, because the Six of Orbs is about peace. And then when he saw the masculine side, he was seeing that as completion, which was very cool. And like I told you, he saw this as being at rest, sleep, which is no more pain. That the pain is over, it's having been transmuted completely. So I had to share this with you. And also when I wrote United We Stand, it was so cool because my son was going through this with me when I read this. And We Stand looked like West End. And when I took my kids to France, we stayed in the West End Hotel. So it was really cool that that came up with him looking at it with me. Because we were united at that point. Me, my daughter, and my son were together there. So united we stand, divided we fall. The white tiger breaks out of the Queen of Wands' flames, having become the pearl. So I just love this and I wanted to share this with you. Okay, I do want to pull one quick card for you as well. I'm going to, from the energy deck. Take a deep breath. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And you notice too, literally, the white tiger coming out of the flames, of her flames controlling the white tiger to the E-Tower, which is the Divine Feminine's heart, and releasing the pain, which is like taking the sword from the stone, right? That the Queen of Swords becomes the stone as the initial wound happened back in Atlantis, or even the initial wound of separation between them. And then coming back to remove the sword and take Rapunzel out of the tower in order to free her from her pain. Okay. All right, so for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And removing all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And so it is. Filling that empty space with only beautiful divine love and crystalline, diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this came right up, number 1, perfect, the sun. Actually, 3 came up as well. We have the sun, and we have the 3 of blossoming abundance, which are perfect. I couldn't make it more perfect. And then the bottom of the deck is the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So the 3rd eye and Metatron's cube came up, and 40 is the Page of Cups, which is that innocent, unconditional love of the child's love. So what a beautiful message. Here's the 1 and the 3, and the 1 and the 3 are 13, which is the rebirth. It's the step after the death. It's the rebirth, the sun and the blossoming abundance. And you see the energies of both cards are exactly the same. Beautiful. And you see they're both of water. Like this is water and water. This is contained water. This is expanded water, emotions, love. I did tell you I was going to show you the cards, so I'm going to show you them from above, but I want to look into these cards just a little bit more. Let me show you the cards first. All right, so here's the expanded view, so you can see everything at once. Okay, there's the very underlying energy and the firefly, I guess that was the card that I was referencing from yesterday, and the elephant. I don't know if the Hermit came up yesterday. It might have, but the Strength didn't. But they were under the other 2 cards today that were meant to be seen. So that's the Divine Feminine, but that 4 of Crystals represents the Divine Masculine's heart, as I explained. Okay, the 9 cards, the Feminine on the left, the 40 Bridge in the middle, and the Masculine on the right. And then coming into the masculine energy here at the end, of the Tiger coming into the Divine Feminine, the E-Tower, and ending the pain. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting is the expansion. This is just the 3, again, mimicking the read, the 3D aspect of containment and the 5D aspect of no containment. Okay? Drink your water and get your joy. Rise, be love, guys. Bye.